DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Cowboys! This is Talkin Cowboys. Streaming live from the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco.
Handoff, Elliott plowing to the goal line. Barry, sacked by Lawrence. Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
And now your hosts, Isaiah Stanback, Heckma Harrison, Rob Phillips, and Kyle Yeomans.
It is a wonderful Wednesday edition of Talkin Cowboys, presented by Tostitos, helping fans get in on the game and the favorite chip and the favorite dip of Talkin Cowboys. Welcome into the SWBC studios at the Star in Frisco. The normal crew is back with you here on Wednesday. Rob Phillips, Isaiah Stanback, Heckma Harrison. I'm Kyle Yeomans. Chris Beam, as always, doing great work in the back. Gentlemen, how we doing? It's hump day.
Hump day!
Got a little bit of time until Sunday. It's weird not having like an early
like a game tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little bit different. This is the first normal week of action, and I feel like we should be getting closer, but we're not.
Long ways away, man.
Got a little bit of ways to go, huh?
Yep.
That's okay. I guess a little break isn't going to hurt anybody, or at least a normal schedule.
It's kind of nice to be on Sunday to Sunday. I'm not complaining.
I'm not either.
Yeah.
Especially you had a lot of flying to do.
Yeah. Just kind of,
How long does it take for you to recover from your flying back and forth?
Oh, it's like a player. It's usually not till Wednesday till I'm feeling better. The back's feeling better. Yeah, I'm not gonna compare myself to the players.
Can you sleep on a plane?
I cannot sleep on planes,
that
man.
sucks.
I cannot do it. Not a huge fan of flying.
Are you Are you like reading? Are you watching a video? Watching movies? Or are you just staring at the back of the seat in front of you?
I'm trying to do something to take my mind off of it. It's the whole roller coaster thing. Heck, I just put it all together, and all.
So
that.
you're clenched up the whole time.
Kinda.
Wait until you got tight cheeks.
Kinda. The best thing is when we ride on the plane going back. Yeah, there's a little clench there. And if I'm focused on other things, it's fine. But if I got to focus on certain things,
So can you work on the plane? Are you going to sit there and pull out a laptop?
Yeah, but if I've got nothing to do, I'm just like, God, how much time? Oh, okay, 10 minutes passed. Cool, we only got 3 hours left. That kind of thing.
Are you the one that watches like the little plane go across the map?
Oh, I do that.
It's like, oh, yeah, we're in Little Rock. We're almost there.
Bro, that's like watching paint dry. That's terrible.
Yeah.
I do that because I'll pull up a laptop in front of me and I'll do whatever on my laptop, and then I'll just have that kind of up in front.
No,
I think
have
it's
to watch
relaxing.
a movie. I have to watch a movie.
Yeah.
Really?
I have to watch a movie.
That's you though. You go home and you watch a movie.
Yeah, that's my chill. That's my chill. I cannot. The most frustrating thing is with my iPad, but my tablet dies, or they don't have a screen in the back of the headrest.
That's the worst.
That's the worst. You're just sitting there literally like this, especially if you have a middle seat. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But luckily, I have some pretty good status with American Airlines, so I'm pretty excited. It actually helps out a lot.
You always got a guy.
American takes care of people.
They
man.
do.
I love American Airlines.
Isaiah's the plug for all the plugs. Let's just say that. He's got a guy with everybody. Can you fly, or can you sleep on a plane? I know you can fly. I'm not saying
What?
Jesus?
Yeah, Superman.
Yes, I can fly.
You are Superman.
No, man, I don't have any problems with it. It's not one of those hang-ups that I have. But I have a problem with children on planes. Anytime I'm always surveying, look, where's the little kid going? Where's the little kid going?
You got to take your Bose, noise cancellation headphones with you.
That I can do, but I'm just saying, there's some over the years, it's like I'm the guy that gets the kid that's screaming behind him the whole flight.
Kicking
that's
the
me.
seat. Yeah.
But fortunately, I have a nurturing wife that always says, "Give the baby to me."
Boom, and then
She's the best.
Then
And
baby
I'm
next to you.
I'm like, stop doing that. Stop doing that, man.
Oh,
it's weird.
man. By the way, these headphones, they are life-changing.
Yeah,
on a flight,
they'll cut
not
out
gonna lie.
everybody.
Yeah, so. All right, let's get in.
Bose.
Thanks, Bose. Let's get into some news and notes with Rob Phillips. Anything pop up yesterday? Very quiet day around the Star,
That's
which
a good
is
thing
good.
these days.
Very good.
Which is a good thing. We were talking pre-show. I mean, we've talked injuries yesterday. We covered the fact that Cedric Wilson is on the COVID list as of yesterday afternoon when the transaction wire came out. The Cowboys did not have any additions to the COVID list. So that's a win.
This is crazy.
In this
right now.
NFL, that's a big win.
Based off the last 2 days, for sure, IRS, because, man.
75-plus players, I believe.
Yes. Whether they're positive cases or close contacts. And I think, it's 2 straight days of record numbers. So you hope that turns around. You look at what Cleveland's going through right now and look what the Cowboys went through a couple weeks ago. So you just hope that continues.
Yeah, 37 positive tests on Monday for COVID-19. And then addition to that yesterday, and now we're getting news today about guys like Baker Mayfield is now on the COVID list.
Coach
Kevin Stefanski's on the COVID list. I mean, we saw what Odell Beckham Jr. hours after playing in Arizona on Monday Night Football, what he was placed on the COVID list. He caught a touchdown, and then less than 12 hours later, he was on the COVID list. So it's very interesting to see how this is evolving. And at the moment, the Cowboys are at least they were ahead of the curve. Let's just say it that way, because they've had some problems.
Facts.
But they're not necessarily the problem at the moment. And, of course, that can change at any waking moment. So let's knock on that wood. But
boom.
What does this say about the NFL? Or does this mean that there are going to be any changes coming up soon? Or is that something that's on the horizon? Yeah,
they did send a memo out to the Cowboys and the other 31 teams that all Tier 1 and Tier 2 staff, so that means coaches and football operations people, anybody that's around the players, have to be boosted in the next 2 weeks. I think it's December 27th.
Yep.
So trying to, boost up that immunity is the goal. And so we'll see what happens with the players, because that's got to be collectively bargained. But the league trying to take steps to mitigate this, man.
You going to say anything?
No, I wasn't. It's a giant concern for, not just football teams, basketball teams, but society in general, the numbers going back up. And so, I really don't want the season to be stalled out. When you saw the percentages go up like this overnight, I guess the only fortunate for the Cowboys is that they had a kind of an outbreak weeks ago, and some certain provisions have been put in place here to make sure that this doesn't continue. But it doesn't matter what you do, how safe you are, how careful you can be. It's still just one of those things that is ever present. And when we get comfortable and we forget about it, it's like, hey, I'm here. How are you?
Welcome back.
It's tough because you don't know if it's the new variant that's going around or starting to go around. You don't know if it's the fact that people that got their shots in March, it's been 9 months, and that immunity is just not what it was. Maybe it's a combination of both. But, it's all – Heck's right. Like, just when you think we've kind of turned a corner and you relax, here it comes back up again.
And the good thing about it is on this show, there was a day and time when it was everything we talked about. That was the news of the day, and it was pretty much, wall to wall, and we hated it. We would talk about it off air, and we were like, we cannot stand talking about this anymore. We just want to talk football. And this is the first time we've actually had to really talk about it outside of the Cowboys, but that shows just how severe it really is getting. Anything else in terms of the Cowboys and anything stick out there?
Not just they're back to practice today. It's a pretty nice day out today, a little windy. I would imagine they're outside. I'm not sure on that. So let's see what Tony Pollard can do this week. If he can get back into limited practice, I think that'd be a sign that maybe he can play. Jerry Jones sound encouraged. We'll see. I think the fact he did a little bit pregame with Britt Brown, but it wasn't what I saw. It didn't look like he was really pushing it. So I don't think he had a great shot to play to begin with. Maybe that changes with another week.
And I don't believe this is up on the website just yet, but I talked with Stephen Jones yesterday. We had a quick interview, and he talked about Tony Pollard and actually said that he, like Jerry did, felt encouraged but still cautious. They don't want to rush him back, much like they've said with a couple of different guys throughout the year, Tyron Smith being one of those. They want to make sure he's fully healed, fully ready to go, so that way nothing else pops up later on. Would you like to see Tony Pollard back in the fold quicker rather than later, or do you think you could maybe spare a couple games here?
It's been weird how the plantar fasciitis injury has been perceived by people in the NFL, saying that if it tears, that's a good thing. I've never heard anything tearing be a good thing, but obviously with plantar it is, and it's something that's not going to keep him out for the season. It's just going to be a pain tolerance thing for him. So, obviously, I want to see him back, but I think I want to see him back healthy enough to make a playoff run. Corey Clement came in and did a really good job. There's not enough being said about the substitute duty that he did. So, look, I think when you go up against a defense like the New York Giants, I believe obviously you're trying to get Zeke back on pace right now. If Tony is not 100% as far as the plantar is concerned, then I would definitely be okay with keeping him out.
What do you think, Isaiah?
People ain't gonna like. They don't like what I say. I think you should keep Zeke out this week. Personally, I think you keep Zeke out this week. Sit him. I think you sit them both. I think you sit them both. I think that you feel good enough about your team against this particular opponent that you can use this as a potential bye week for those guys. I'm not.
Damn.
Zeke's not healthy.
I remember the last time we had confidence like this.
Yeah. I mean, no disrespect. I mean,
It's the Gucci shirt. It's the Gucci shirt.
They're a professional team. They're a professional team. I mean, but you have an opportunity. You didn't take advantage of the 17 days that you had that you could have got Zeke healthy. You missed that window, right? You chose to keep him in the game, playing for 14, 15 snaps of pass protection, whatever it was. You missed that opportunity. Here's an opportunity again that presents itself where Zeke's most likely not going to have a major impact on this game. Right. Zeke came in this past game, looked like he was a little bit better, took one shot on his knee, and then where did he go? To the sideline. He's not healthy. Okay, much like we're talking about Dak's not who Dak is right now because of whatever's going on with him. Zeke's not healthy, so take advantage of it. Like you said, Corey Clement came in and did a great job. He was running hard. He had explosion. He had quickness. He had some quick twitch to him that we haven't seen from our backfield in a while. So let him go out there, do what he does. We had Hardy that we brought up from the practice squad. Bring him back out there too. Let these guys establish a run. It's really an offensive line issue that we've been having, not so much of a running back issue. The running backs just haven't been healthy. So use this week as an opportunity as you start trying to ramp up towards winning this NFC East and get your guys healthy because you're not going to be where you want to be with two limping running backs.
That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that. We're going to get into the Giants' offense, by the way.
Yes, we will.
And they've struggled for sure. You're right. Like, I would love to see Zeke have another week off and get healthier because he did say the mini bye helped him. The devil's advocate side of that is I would want as many healthy guys on offense as I can get on the field and try to get more reps together and get this thing right. So I think there's merit to both sides, resting guys who are banged up.
What was the first thing that you said, though? What word was that?
Oh,
healthy.
Healthy. Yeah, and Zeke's not 100%. No. And he probably won't be 100% the rest of the season because there's no more breaks here.
You still have 3 weeks after this one, though, so if you wanted to sit him out, you still have 3 solid games, 3 reps.
If you're locked into the NFC East title by week 18 and you're the 4th seed and you're not going anywhere, maybe there's an opportunity. That's happened before.
But if you have a potential, do you guys feel good about this game? I know that comes on Friday. Yeah. Okay, pretty good about this game. Our ability to execute on offense without our 2 running backs. We feel good about that?
What would you say would be the contingency plan, though? That would make me feel a little better.
You just said Corey Clement and Hardy.
What if you replaced Hardy with CeeDee Lamb and you put him in the backfield and let him run a little bit?
Don't do that.
He did it a little bit.
Don't put him in harm's way.
I did it, twice?
Yeah, don't put him in harm's way. He's good as a changeup. Okay. He's good as a changeup. He is.
I just thought it'd be fun to talk.
He's not Cordell Patterson.
You're asking that question for a reason. What?
I'm saying if you can utilize this week as an opportunity to get your guys some rest. Pollard, Zeke. Those are the 2 guys I'm thinking about. Tyron's already gone, right? Get those 2 guys a week off, okay? Now you let those guys chill, get healthy, work with Britt and work with Jimbo, all those guys, okay? Then you ball out these next few weeks. That's the expectation. And then if you're able to secure the NFC East now that last week, do you need to play them?
No.
No, you wouldn't.
So now you're still in 2 weeks. Right now, that last week hopefully going into the playoffs, that isn't going to be enough. We know 1 week isn't enough to get Zeke back where he needs to be. So you have an opportunity to get him a week off right now, get him some more reps, and then give him another week off if you take care of business. So I'm saying you have an opportunity to steal 2 weeks. You don't need Pollard and Zeke to win this game.
Yeah, that's a philosophy that I think a lot of Cowboy fans that have watched Zeke over the last couple of weeks are probably, clamoring for that because they feel like, you're not seeing number 21 at his full potential. And when he's in there, like you said, he's limping back to the sidelines. But I also like what Jerry Jones said in his interview on 105.3 about resting anyone. He's like, hell no, we're going up to New York to play for all the marbles. Yeah. We're attacking this as though, look, this is the game to get us in the playoffs. And if that's the mentality, the culture change that we've been talking about the whole time, we're not letting off the gas. Health is what's important. I understand clearly. Obviously, we all trust this medical staff and Brett Brown. They wouldn't send Zeke out there if he was going to be a danger to himself, I feel. So, look, the number one thing is getting this offense back on track. You're still top 10 in every statistical category, even right now. But all of that's going to go back down to zero once we get to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Who's going to be the healthiest going into it is going to be most important. And it's hard to debate what you just said, because obviously if we don't have a healthy Ezekiel Elliott going up against, let's just say, the Rams, if we have the Rams at home for the first, that's going to be a game that you're going to be saying, look, we need him at 100%, and right now he ain't even close to it.
So you see both sides of it. It's
I do,
basically
of course.
what you're saying, but what would you do if you were in that position?
Y'all know me, man. I'm playing for blood. I want it all. I want us to dominate the NFC East. I remember last year. I ain't forgot. I haven't. And I think that everybody, we on a revenge tour right now, and we got to get back to I understand that. Look, this thing isn't over with, it isn't solidified, but this first week could be a situation where we clinch, but we need other help from other teams. But then next week we should be the picture should be clearer. And I think when you get down to that, maybe let's just say the Arizona game. Mm-hmm. You've clinched the NFC East. You're not going to get any better than where you are. Then maybe that's what we're talking about, to start resting it, or even considering resting guys then.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it from the standpoint right now. Let's say Zeke. What percentage would you say Zeke is right now?
75.
I'm not giving him 75.
I'd say 70.
I'm giving him 60.
Okay.
I say this is 60% Zeke. 60% Zeke. There's no burst. There's no running over people.
Cut.
Right? There's no cutting. Right? And if he gets hit, where does he go?
Down.
He goes to the sideline. So I'm giving it 60% Zeke. So right now we're asking for blood, right? We want to go out there and take blood, right? But we're putting out there a 60% Zeke, which is just an estimate, okay? Yeah. Now, if you give him a break, come back next week, maybe you have a 75% Zeke, right? That gets knocked down to maybe 65 or 70 during the game, and then you can be able to build that back up, right? So what I'm saying is, if you have a 60% Zeke right now, and you're not going to get a better version of him going throughout the rest of the season, you're not. So as you start talking about playoffs and all the things that everybody's hopeful for, you're not going to get anything better than up to maybe a 75% Zeke if you allow him to chill that last week. And you're hoping for that situation. You're in control of the situation this week. Clement right now is 100%. What he showed us the other day,
yeah,
I feel 100% confident with him. Now, his blocking, I don't know. There's a whole lot of other things that we don't know about. Does he understand the blocking scheme and all the things that Zeke does well? But in terms of running the ball, we don't need Zeke in this game.
What about pass protection?
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Like that's an aspect that I say I can't speak to because I don't know his understanding of the offense that well. Zeke is a beast when it comes to pass protection. He doesn't get enough credit for it. But there's ways that Kellen Moore, being the guru he has to be able to scheme some stuff around. If it comes down to playing Zeke because of his ability to block against the Giants versus getting him healthy, Kellen Moore can figure that out.
I don't know if I trust this team to start resting people yet. I think when you have a veteran squad, and this is what I'm saying, if a guy's hurt, he can't go, then let's not even play with that. I'm saying if the flow that you're going to go in with and you're not going to have a bye, you get an opportunity to go in with some type of rhythm and momentum. I think even with the Washington football game, look, for 2 quarters, I watched us kick Washington's tail and then completely let off the pedal. All right. I worry about that. Mm-hmm. I worry about this team. It seems like they get out of rhythm a lot easier than other teams that I witness. And I worry about that going into the playoffs. If we give too much rest, will we be just completely dysfunctional with not playing our starters or giving these young guys a break going into the playoffs?
And I don't disagree with you. I don't consider this to be a rest. I consider this to be a necessity.
I'm just for Zeke.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about for Zeke. And trust me, I've spent more time than anybody with this training staff. These guys are amazing. But understand, when I was playing here, I was playing with a subluxed shoulder. My shoulder would pop out in my sleep. But guess what? On game day, I would still tie that thing down and go play. Mm-hmm. So what percentage was I? I wasn't nowhere near 100%, but I could still make a contribution to the team in whatever capacity they put me in. I was nowhere near 100%. Couldn't put my arms over my head. Okay, without my shoulder popping out. So there's guys, if you have the will and determination, you'll play injured. Zeke's playing injured. But in order for him to have an impact on this team, we need him healthy. Zeke, what did he do last week that we felt like he made a huge contribution to the team? No disrespect to Zeke, but what did he do that Clemens couldn't do? Absolutely nothing.
Not last week.
Not last week. What about the week before?
Probably nothing.
Nothing. So what I'm saying, we're not getting him better. We have a Zeke. Zeke's out there. What does that mean right now when he's 60% of what he could be?
Mm-hmm. That makes a lot of sense, and I think the coaching staff is going to have a tough decision on that. But a lot of it depends on how Zeke looks in practice, and they get a better look at him than we do sitting across the table or sitting across the building than where they are. So let's just keep that in mind as well when we get into it going into Sunday. Now, when we come back, let's talk about that Giants offense. What do they bring to the table this week, and what are they not bringing to the table this week when we return here on Talkin' Cowboys?
There's nothing as unique as our eyes, which is why Essilor pioneers ways to make lenses as unique as you. Verilux for super sharp vision, Essential Blue for protection, and Crizal for freedom from glare. 3 cutting-edge solutions in a single unique lens. So whatever your needs, insist on Essilor. Visit your local Essilor experts and find the perfect lens for you. See more, do more, Essilor.
New Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. You deserve it.
I do deserve that.
You deserve decadent flavor without sugar. And a day at the beach without sand getting everywhere. And a relaxing bath that your children don't interrupt.
I deserve all that?
It's really just a visual metaphor for Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. Everything you want, nothing you don't.
A visual metaphor on the radio. I do deserve that.
Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. The zero you deserve is finally here.
At AT&T, everyone, new and existing customers, get our best deals on every smartphone. Why? Because you deserve it. For turning your living room into your office and your gym. For teaching grandma how to video call. And teaching her again.
It's the button on your left, Nana. Okay, your other left.
It's not complicated. Everyone deserves something new. So AT&T is giving everyone, new and existing customers, our best deals with every unlimited plan on every smartphone, even the latest ones.
AT&T may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Restrictions and exceptions may apply.
Hi, I'm Clint Tillison with...
And I'm Jay Novacek, and we're both with...
United Ag and Turf, the official tractor provider of the Dallas Cowboys.
So, if you need a tractor to bale some hay, a mower to cut some grass, or a gator to get some chores done...
Get a John Deere at United Ag and Turf.
And then, let's get to work.
Hey, Jay, that's my line.
Well, not today.
Get to work with a John Deere tractor package that's just right for you and your budget. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
It is a Great People, Great Pay replay here on Talkin' Cowboys. You've heard it already that Jason Witten has joined the Caliber Collision team, and you can join him to do great work with great people for great pay. And apply right now at jobs@caliber.com. That's jobs@caliber.com.
All the money's going to come out of that wallet.
Bam!
Right there.
Bro, hold your phone up next to that.
No.
Oh, no, not that angle. Not that angle.
I don't know. That's a pretty good angle, too. There's definitely more weight in that wallet than there is in that phone.
I'm just going to lean into it.
I'm
just going to, till I can't even fit it
You need a
in my
chiropractor for the wallet.
About how long do we get until we get like the Monopoly money in here and we just start making it rain on the...
We need something.
You got to do something.
You got all the money.
I do not.
Yeah, y'all ESPN side over there.
That always gets lost.
Yeah. As long as did you hear Chris in the back? He goes, as long as you clean it up, then it's fine. It's a good point. Welcome in, second segment here of Talkin' Cowboys.
Jeez.
Chris he's the overarching figure that nobody really gives enough credit for because he keeps this place running.
No, CBZ's the watcher off of Marvel.
Humming.
Make sure you clean it up.
He's the watcher, man.
What's up?
You guys can throw Monopoly money everywhere, do champagne bottles. I don't care, as long as it's clean by the time you left.
Are you bringing the champagne?
No.
Because the next show is starting on time. Woo! It is starting on time.
Believe that.
Well, that's another story in itself.
Yeah. Okay.
Yesterday it didn't.
Oh, the break. All right. Let's take a look at the injury report for the New York Giants, shall we?
Shall we?
Talk about it.
It's not great for
them.
The New York Football Giants. Daniel Jones pretty much out. Still technically questionable, but you can say it's a slim chance that he's back this week. Kadarius Toney, who really torched the Cowboys the first time around back in Week 5, he's on the injured reserve and he's got COVID.
Double whammy.
I hate to hear that.
Not going to happen with him. Kyle Murphy, offensive lineman, out. Adoree Jackson, questionable with a quad. Leonard Williams, questionable with an elbow. So there are a lot of guys that are key contributors for the Giants that are out, and I believe there's even more on that list than what I'm looking at the moment. So, Rob, when you look at this team coming in, what are they going to bring to the table on the offensive side if they don't have Daniel Jones and they don't have Kadarius Toney?
Tell us, Rob.
I'm not sure. Now, they've had 3 games since Jason Garrett was fired as offensive coordinator, and Joe Judge, in his statement, said, we're not scoring enough points. Well, in the 3 games since then, they have scored...
Add it up real quick with that Aggie math.
13,
9, 21.
And 21 in a loss to the Chargers. And I think Mike Glennon, who actually played most of the game against the Cowboys earlier in the season, because was it Jabril Cox that injured?
It was on the goal line to Daniel Jones.
Yeah. He only averaged 5.3 yards per attempt on Sunday. They're just not getting chunk plays, and that's been a problem for the Cowboys, but it's probably been as big a problem for the Giants as any offense in the league this year.
And, of course, the Cowboys, they do have a chance to clinch the division this week, but let me run through what it's going to take for that to happen. Cowboys will clinch the NFC East with a win plus an Eagles win versus the Washington football team, and the Cowboys clinch on strength of victory tiebreaker over the Eagles. So it would need a win there. Jeez. Then you've got Dallas also clinches the division if they get a win, and the Eagles and the Washington football team tie on Sunday. So there's a chance that it happens. But
there's a chance.
It kind of goes back to what we were talking about in that opening segment is, do you really feel threatened by this New York Giants team?
No. They're a wounded. I don't know what animal they would be, but they're an animal that's low on the totem pole.
Peacock.
Yeah, probably a peacock, and it's a peacock that's wounded. Yeah. It's a wounded peacock. So it's
the title of the show.
Something
today.
that you can identify. You can see it. You can see it. It's nice, bright, and beautiful, but it's beat down already. Yeah. It wasn't a threat to begin with. These guys are not good. I think last time we faced them,
I was waiting for you to say that. I was waiting for you to say that line right there. These guys are not good, because there was one time earlier in the season you said that, and I didn't want you to say it again. And it was against the Denver Broncos, leading into the Denver Broncos game. You said that exact line.
He's pointing his finger at you with some
that exact line.
I feel like it's
I'm
like
just
a
telling you.
finger.
I'm telling you. You said that exact line prior to the Broncos game. So I want you to tell me why this is different.
For 10 minutes before you came in, we talked about.
Where's the Fido hit at? Can you please put the Fido in there,
Chris, got it. Calm down, Fido.
Calm down, Fido.
There it is. We were talking about parenting before you came in, and that's one thing you teach your kids not to do is point at people.
Listen, these guys have one guy that can freaking make your life a miserable. Yeah,
who is
HE double hockey stick? It's Saquon.
Yeah,
sure. I mean, and with their offensive line, they try everything they can to get the ball in his hand. So you're going to get a full dose of him in the backfield, him at the receiver position, him might be at quarterback. You don't know what you're going to get out of that. But he's going to get the ball in his hands. And you just have to find a way to shut him down. And this entire offense revolves around him. Now, do they have a couple of weapons at receiver? Yes. Yeah. But Toney, like I mentioned before we played them last time, that was the guy that you had to really circle and say, hey, this little sneaky joker right here can get you. And he did. He got us. But guess what? Now, a couple things got him. Unfortunately, so we don't have to worry about him this week. They don't have anybody else that is a huge threat, and they don't have anybody to throw the ball. The guy who's going to be throwing the ball for them this week most likely is somebody that Diggs is hopeful that plays against them again, because he picked them off last time.
And they got Fromm. They picked him up. I don't know, maybe if there's a rotation if it doesn't go well at quarterback. But, look, Glennon is probably their likely starter. They got to get Galladay going.
I'm not going to do it. See, that's the thing. And I've thought about this, watching this. I was up early this morning thinking about this. The last time that we underestimated a squad, it was the Denver Broncos.
Telling you, man.
And it was all about them coming in here like, oh, man, we feel so good. We got a bye week. We're going to roll them. And, boy, were we wrong about that. Look, I don't feel anything about Mike Glennon. He's a big guy. They came into the league, played for Tampa his first year, but since then his trajectory has been going down. You're right, Saquon is all they have, but even watching Saquon, he just doesn't trust that knee yet. And obviously it's just with the injury, and I think about Dak, too, with coming back from an injury. When does he get to the point where he's trusting himself? You can see it in the way that Saquon is running. Also, Kenny Galladay. He's serviceable, but he definitely needs a quarterback in his situation to get him the ball, and he doesn't have that. One thing about our defense, and I alluded to that first half, and just seeing the way that they dominated the Washington football team, I expect them to back that performance up and come back into the Meadowlands or whatever it's called now and beat them down with that same style. They have to attack this team. They do not handle the blitz well. They're at the bottom of the league when you are blitzing them. So, look, letting go of the dogs would be the time to do this. And guys, have you ever been like watching something on Instagram and just go down the rabbit hole of just looking at the same thing over and over again? So this guy is a hunter, and he has a bunch of dogs, and he lets his dogs go first, and then his dogs, when they find whatever it is, he's like, oh, okay, really easy way to hunt.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
To your point, when Jerry
let the dogs go,
who let the dogs out? When Jerry was referencing 105.3 The Fan yesterday about the second half of the game and we got to bring everything against the Giants, I think he had visions of Denver in his head too.
You think so?
Yeah. Let's not just think we can show up and win this game. And are they more talented? Absolutely. But they got to bring it, and I think this game is more about themselves defensively than what the Giants present, because building off that front seven performance, that was as good a performance by a defensive line by the Cowboys that I've seen in a while. And PFF said they pressured Kyle Allen and Heineke 20 times in the game, sacked him 5 times. Dak was pressured 13 times by comparison. There was a lot of pressure in his face.
Yep.
So that just shows you what they accomplished. Fresh 11 guys in there. Build off of that, man. That's what they're going to be trying to do.
And where would you compare the New York Giants offensive line compared to the Washington football offensive line?
Oh, what do you guys think? I don't know. Both have struggled.
Probably 70-75% as good.
Yeah.
Am I wrong in saying that?
You're not wrong.
Yeah. I mean, there's an opportunity here to build on that performance. It's kind of what I'm leading at.
Yeah, this offensive line isn't, again, put some respect on the name. I just feel as though I want to, can I have 11 11s? Is there a possible way to get 10 other guys like this one guy on the field at one time?
Wouldn't that be nice?
You want 11 bazookas.
That's what I want.
He wants the bulk order.
Because,
you got the free trial. You love it. Let's get the bulk. Let's bring in 10 more.
Just watching it, and sometimes you have to, with all the hype and everything, you have to ask yourself, am I really, come on, is it really happening like this? And you could tell offensive linemen don't know what to do with him. The Washington football team was in disarray when we had our 5 guys on their 5 guys. It was a matchup nightmare. And we're going to compare all the way through the end of the year who he is and LT, whoever else you want. But maybe this guy is one of one. Maybe we hadn't seen anything like this.
Maybe yesterday. Yeah.
Maybe the way that the versatility that he plays with from edge to linebacker and other things that he does out in coverage, we just hadn't seen from a defensive player. So, it is for me, I'm sure for DeMarcus Lawrence, I'm sure for Randy Gregory, this is something that these guys are like, my God, this is everything because you can't chip me. If I'm D-Law, you can't chip me anymore. Mm-hmm. And Neville Gallimore on that one play, it's like when your mama called and say, hey, I'm outside, come help me get the groceries, and you have to put as much in your hands as you can. He carried that center like groceries to the quarterback. That was amazing, dog. Neville Gallimore, dog, that is it right there, man.
Mama, I'm on my way. I'm coming.
I'm coming. He carried them groceries, boy.
He's got 6 plastic bags.
On each hand, though. On each hand.
Nice. Before we head into our second break, how about this stat? This was circulating on Cowboys Twitter earlier in the week. Through 13 games, Micah Parsons has more sacks, more tackles for loss, and more quarterback hits than Khalil Mack did in his entire Defensive Player of the Year season back in 2016.
That's crazy.
More than Khalil Mack's DPOY in 2016. He has 12 sacks versus 11, 75 tackles versus 73, 17 tackles for loss versus 14, and then 27 versus 26 quarterback hits.
And I wrote about this last week. If you want to compare him in the Player of the Year race to Myles Garrett or TJ Watt, significantly less snaps rushing the passer. So you almost have to grade it on a curve, what he's doing.
Yeah.
And so the sacks, he's not first in sacks, but man, he would be if he rushed all the time. He's and Dan Quinn said yesterday, what about LT? What about Lawrence Taylor? LT may be the greatest defensive player of all time. So that's a hard comparison to make for anybody. But like just from a player standpoint, like he said, you kind of knew where LT was going to line up. That's the beauty of Micah. You have no idea where he's going to be.
Yep.
So
changing the game at the moment, the way that he's playing here in his rookie season. All right, when we come back, let's talk a little bit more about what this defense can do and how much of a challenge this offense is going to present when we come back here on Talkin Cowboys.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
At AT&T, everyone, new and existing customers, get our best deals on every smartphone. Why? Because you deserve it. For turning your living room into your office and your gym. For teaching Grandma how to video call and teaching her again.
It's the button on your left, Nana. Okay, your other left.
It's not complicated. Everyone deserves something new. So AT&T is giving everyone, new and existing customers, our best deals with every unlimited plan on every smartphone, even the latest ones.
AT&T may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Restrictions and exceptions may apply.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way. Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Before there was a draft, you could size up a cowboy by 3 simple factors: the crease in his hat, the bend of his brim, and his unbending attitude. A man Stetson didn't just protect him from what life threw at him, it projected a rugged, unstoppable spirit. Stetson hats are still American-made with pride right here in Texas. They're still the unofficial crown of all self-respecting cowboys, and Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find a retailer nearest you at stetson.com/cowboys.
Back to Talkin Cowboys.
Whether you're watching from home or you're cheering in the stands with Essilor lenses, you can see every exciting play. Book an appointment at your local Essilor experts and see what Essilor can do for you. See more, do more, Essilor on Talkin Cowboys. That was like the infomercial version of the mic toss. I like
keep
that.
you on the toes.
Very nicely done by Isaiah Stanback, Heckma Harrison, Rob Phillips, Chris Beam. I'm Kyle Yeomans.
Quickly, a happy birthday shout out.
Woo!
John Nelson from Liverpool, England. He's been a listener to the Cowboys
John.
show,
Nice.
Talking Cowboys since the jump.
Love John.
His son's birthday. Wanted a birthday shout out. Happy birthday, Christian.
Happy birthday, Christian. I was about to say happy birthday, John, but you threw me a
I
curveball
thought
there
you-
at the
I
end.
was sad.
My bad.
It's Chris.
Well, have a great day, John, but happy birthday, Christian.
There it
How
is.
about that?
There it is.
Let's go from Liverpool all the way across the pond. All right, I've got a question for you guys. I need you to tell me truthfully because I feel like we need to at least address it.
Okay.
How far can this defense carry the Dallas Cowboys in these final 4 games of the year and then into the playoffs, even if the offense doesn't figure things out on their side of the football? If the offense doesn't see an uptick or get back to where they were, how far can this defense take you?
You're crazy, man. I like you.
I like
crazy.
you, but you crazy.
They'll get through this season. But playoffs don't have any hopes.
You don't think they can win a playoff game for you?
No.
Why is that?
It's the playoffs. And you're going to get everybody's best. Even if you don't get teams' best, most teams are going to be healthy. And even teams that are not clicking healthy when they're healthy, they're going to put up points. Mm-hmm. They're going to put up points.
Why are you looking over here at me? You go.
Rob's got a nice look on.
My answer is who you playing? I mean, because they're playing 3 teams out of 4 that are struggling offensively this year. The Cardinals are not. So I think asking the defense to just carry the day against Arizona is going to be difficult. And yeah, Isaiah's right. You get in the playoffs, and right now I think if the playoffs started today, it'd be a 4-5 matchup against the Rams. I mean, you'd be asking the defense to just shut down Matt Stafford in that offense, and I think they've got to be more complimentary than they are if they want to go where they want to go.
I think the Cowboys defense could beat at least the 6 and 7 seeds. I mean, San Francisco is the 6th seed at the moment. I think they could beat San Francisco with just the defense playing well.
Careful.
Washington, you've already done it. I think you could beat Washington if they're the 7th seed. But if it's anything 5 and above, no, that's not happening.
Name off the other teams.
Rams, Arizona, Tampa Bay, Green Bay. No, it's not happening.
No, I'm with P on that. It depends on who you play. But there are just some things about last season that I think that it feels so much better about, especially where they are right now on third down. They're first in the league on third down. It means these guys are getting off the field. The one thing that happened last year was when the offense turned the ball over. I don't know what that is categorized is. If the offense turned the ball over, it's almost automatic that the other opposing team's offense was going to score. They've shored up that, and that just doesn't lead to 100% touchdown rate for the other team. I just feel like this defense, man, the way that they're clicking, the way that they're getting these turnovers again, whomever they play, if they force turnovers and get the offense the ball back in favorable field position, that could lead you to squeak out some easy wins. But when you're talking about playing against the Green Bays and Tampa Bays and Arizonas, you're going to have to play clean and error-free football, and you're going to need for your offense to put up some points.
Got to have that breathing room, right?
Got to have it.
So,
all that being said, this defense is showing signs that they can be special.
Oh yeah.
So that's encouraging.
That's kind of where I'm leaning toward it, because we've talked about identity change, but still at this point, it's not a true identity change because of what you have on the offensive side of the football. Yeah. You still fully expect, and I think all 4 of us, including Chris and including pretty much the majority of the people in this building, expect the offense to figure it out in the final month.
Beginning of the season, all we talked about is just if this defense can be middle of the road.
Yep. Yeah.
If they could be 15,
they're not middle of the road.
No, they could be. They're 23rd total on defense right now. So I mean, that's not middle of the road yet. So there's a lot of work to be desired. That's why these last couple of games are so important for this team. And that's why I think everyone is like, man, we cannot let off the pedal. Yes, they had a great performance versus Washington. But I think that confidence going into the end of the season is going to be just as important for our defense. Going back to when the Giants won the Super Bowl, it was the defense that carried that. Mm-hmm. But it was the defense at the end of the year that just started smacking teams down. That was the reason they were able to go into Green Bay and get a victory on the road because, man, you had some dogs up front. I think we have the makings of that. Mm-hmm. We just have to see that confidence building continue.
It was the defense and then Isaiah Stanback and his great work on special teams.
I just think specifically too, well, for sure. And you look at the offensive line particularly too. I mean, and the matchups you may see in the playoffs. I don't want to go all the way to the playoffs, but I mean, we talked about the Rams. They played the Bucs.
Those defensive lines are ridiculous.
And
that's a good point too.
You want Tyron Smith to get healthy here in the next couple weeks, so that's not a problem in the postseason. That's the matchups that I think could really dictate what the offense can do once you get in the postseason.
Bring back Connor Williams for Aaron Donald. we got somebody to put up a fight.
Oxnard, man, that was fun.
You see what Aaron Donald did on the first play of the game?
Oh my God! Yeah. Talk about getting the groceries.
And Kyler Murray tried to turn around and run, and who did he run into?
Yeah,
Vaughn. Yeah.
No, it's finally from as bad as they look, man. Their defense, they played that game without
Ramsey.
So, not a good sign.
They're still good.
They're gonna figure it out too, and hopefully the Cowboys are right in that conversation.
Absolutely.
They're 9-4. We're gonna figure it out, and tomorrow, let's talk about how they can do that.
It's
the Cowboys offense versus the Giants defense is what we're previewing tomorrow's matchup, and then of course we've got Say It With You Chest Friday coming up later in the week. We'll have some fun with that as always. But that's it for us here on this edition of Talkin Cowboys. For Chris Beam in the back, for Rob Phillips or Isaiah Stanback, Heckma Harrison, I'm Kyle Yeoman saying so long. We'll see you tomorrow on Talkin Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!